As the video covering labels mentioned, staying organized when dealing with an unlimited inbox is key. Applying labels is a great first step, but imagine how much easier things would be if you could automate the process by telling Google Mail exactly how you want your email sorted. Thanks to filters, you can. Filters in Google Mail act as gatekeepers, directing the flow of your inbox traffic into specific places, or applying certain labels so that you can always have a tidy inbox without having to manually add labels to common or recurring messages. Filters involve a simple two-part process. The first requires you to give Google Mail certain search criteria so that it knows what to look for. The second section requires you to then tell it what to do with the results of the search. You can have it apply labels, add stars, or automatically delete or forward email, and much more. So let's get started. First, let's begin by creating a broad filter based on an entire domain. By creating this filter, we can direct all messages from a certain domain, in this case Facebook, to automatically apply a label and or bypass the inbox altogether. To do this, select a sample email from the domain and click the More button. From the drop-down, click the Create Filter button. In the From section, make sure it simply says @facebook.com. This tells Google Mail to sort every email from facebook.com in the same way. Then click Create Filter with this search. This screen shows us the options of what we want Google Mail to do with all the email falling under the specified criteria. In this case, let's have it skip the inbox by checking the designated box and apply a social media label. As a quick refresher to label creation, simply click the Choose a Label drop-down and then select New Label. Let's label it Social Media and click Create. Then click the blue Create Filter button. Now all incoming email from Facebook will be labeled and sorted without you needing to do anything. Now let's say you want something more specific, like sorting email from a very specific sender. To do this, we'll repeat most of the same process with a few simple tweaks. Back in our inbox, we select an email from a sender we'd like to filter. Then we click the More drop-down and select Create Filter. This time, we'll leave the From designation with the sender's full email address, so the filter will only apply to this particular sender. Let's say hypothetically that instead of simply applying a label to the emails we receive from them, we instead want to prioritize them in the form of adding a star. After confirming their email address is entered correctly and clicking the blue Create Filter with this search, be sure to click the Star It button, and then click Create Filter. Lastly, let's create a filter to look for any email with a certain subject, regardless of sender. These types of filters are great for dealing with specific projects rather than people themselves, and allow you to filter and group all the emails concerning the project together in one place. In this case, we repeat the same steps listed above by selecting a sample email we'd like to filter, creating a new filter for it, but this time we'll leave the From section blank and instead only concern ourselves with the Subject option. Here is where we'll type the subject we'll want to filter by. In this case, it's concerning the specific project title. But be aware, filters will only catch what you tell them to look for, so if someone doesn't include the project title in their subject line, it may slip through the cracks and require you to add the label manually. In this case, we're creating a filter for an old project that has since been retired, but still had a lot of old unread emails we'd like to clear out from our inbox all at once. To do this, we'll simply click the Create Filter with this search and check the box that says Mark as Read. This way we won't delete or move anything, but simply indicate they no longer require our immediate attention. Filters are a powerful organizational tool that you can really get creative with. Feel free to experiment with different combinations of search criteria, and be sure to create the appropriate labels so that once found, Google Mail can direct the email where you want them to go. By successfully employing filters, you bring yourself one step closer to a hassle-free inbox.